One thing that I have to constantly remind myself as a Christian, as a content creator, as a believer, as a follower of Jesus, is that yes, I have grief and sympathy for people consecutively living in sin, habitual sinners. I have complete grace for them, but I do not have sympathy big enough to change the truth of what I'm speaking, right? Because there's only one truth, and that's Jesus, right? And I am okay with irritating your flesh if that means that I'm going to get through to you eventually, right? Because when the Lord tells me to speak messages, when He tells me to speak the truth of what's a sin, He's not telling me to speak the truth because I'm going to get a reward of people liking me. He actually tells you the opposite, that people will hate you, right? They will persecute you, right? So when He tells me to make these videos and to say these messages, He's telling me because He knows that through my messages, somebody will be saved. I don't know who. I have no clue. But who am I to stop what I'm saying and to alter the message of God, to try to feed somebody's ego and to try to feed somebody's flesh? Do you understand that it's a good thing when your flesh is irritated? If you hear a sermon and they say being drunk is a sin, having sex before marriage is a sin, lying is a sin, homosexuality is a sin, sexual immorality is a sin, being disrespectful to your parents is a sin, right? Stealing, murder is a sin. If people say that and your flesh gets irritated, that is a good thing. That is a good thing. Because it's not you that's getting irritated, it's the demons inside of you that are getting irritated. It is your flesh that's getting irritated, right? The Lord hates our flesh. We should hate our flesh. We should never want to feed somebody's flesh, right? So again, if I'm speaking truth, I don't care if your feelings are hurt by what I'm saying, as long as it gets through to you, right? Because if I'm speaking a message, I'm okay with you hating me for 3 years if that means that in 3 years you will give your life to the Lord. I'm okay with it. Because when I look back at the people in my life that spoke about the Lord, even the people that didn't do it in the right ways, I would never say I wish that they didn't tell me about the Lord. I wish that they didn't speak about Him. I wish that these Christians would have left me alone and I would have found out on my own. They're the reason why God was still playing in my mind, why Jesus's name was still repeating day by day. They were the reason because they kept talking about Him. That's a good thing. So again, I'm okay with dealing with people in my comments that might hate me. I'm okay with dealing with old friends or old family members that I used to be around that get irritated by my content. It's okay, right? Because when you realize that there are Christians out there that don't want to hurt you and that actually care about your salvation, there are moments that I always go back to and think about, to where I was bawling, crying to the Lord, saying, Lord, please save your people, save them. I mourn and I grieve for the people that are constantly living in sin, constantly not repenting, and continue to think that their sin is okay. I grieve for those people, right? So when you understand there are Christians like me that actually care about your salvation, you'll have better understanding. We could better understand each other. So I just wanted to say that if I ever, post a video that might come off very truthful and it irritates somebody's flesh, I'm okay with that. Because I don't know who I'm gonna save, but as long as I'm saving people through what I speak, that's what the Lord wants me to do. He's not telling me to make a video so that people will love me. He's not. It's so that people will eventually love Him enough to stop their sin. So just wanted to say that. Hope that helped anybody with their situation. Hope that spoke to anybody, spoke through them. Um, and yeah, I'm okay with disappointing people if that means that they will eventually love the Lord.